Hello, fellow members of the Midnight Society. Welcome back to another episode review from the show Are You Afraid of the Dark? Last time, we covered The Tale of the Bookish Babysitter, a Betty Ann story about a sitter who uses magic and books to teach nasty little kids life lessons. Tonight's narrative, from Gary, is about a young girl who makes a friend across time by using a magic rock. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, I call this Season 3, Episode 7, The Tale of the Carved Stone. We open on everyone except for Gary arriving at the fire pit, which is already burning. They see a cloaked figure in a wide-brimmed hat, causing them to immediately try to rationally explain its presence.
It's probably some costume he got at his dad's store.
Yeah, he's probably just trying to spook us.
Why does Tucker keep arriving at these meetings without his brother? He just seems too young for parents to just send off to find their own way into the woods at night. But you know what? I'm overthinking it. I mean, they didn't care when their kids brought thousands of dollars worth of 90s cell phones into the woods, so why would they care about their actual kids? Anyway, Gary shows up, proving that he is not the one in the cloak.
If you're here...
Then who's the guy with the hat?
So, Gare Bear, let me get this straight. You showed up, lit the fire, then placed a flammable cloak and hat on some branches near that fire on a windy night, and then just left. You know what? Maybe Tucker is better off coming to these things alone. At any rate, Gary gives everyone the backstory of the cloak that he found in his dad's shop.
Control the forces of nature.
Huh. I never thought I would miss the theatrics of Kristen so much.
Peace. Love. Duh.
Gary's story begins on the main character, Alison, sitting alone in her house while Gary gives some narration explaining that she and her family just moved to town.
TJB was here. Well, TJ, I wish you still were. I wish anybody was here.
Okay. Do you want to take the over or the under on whether her parents make an appearance in this episode? Betting starts now. Alison sees some kids outside passing by her house when one of them drops something. She rushes down to the street to inform them, but accidentally steps on the item, which turns out to be a pair of slinky eyeball glasses. Wait, when does this story take place? The 1950s? I mean, Alison is just as shocked as I am by what she stepped on, prompting her to ask.
Where am I supposed to find another pair of these?
I mean, off the top of my head, in the 90s, I'd say Spencer's Gifts? Oh, wait. This is a Gary story, isn't it? I think we all know where this is going. As Alison enters the shop, we hear Sardo making some sort of shady deal in the back room. When Alison announces herself, Sardo makes his grand entrance, and we find out just how gullible Alison is.
I don't suppose I could interest you in a flask of popularity potion?
Are you serious? A popularity potion?
Alison, look, I know you're hurting for friends, but does this look like a man you can trust? And that's coming from someone who likes Sardo. Sardo looks for something to sell Alison from his recently acquired stone coffer. He doesn't find a potion, but instead a smooth stone with what appears to be the Eye of Ra carved on it. Though, when Sardo is looking to make a quick buck, it doesn't matter what the object is.
Have you seen our vomit?
To help make the sale, Sardo gives Alison a demonstration. Sort of.
Vitulin Ra.
Yes.
And then what?
That's it! Presto!
I mean, if she's already performed the ritual, I guess she doesn't need to buy it then, huh? You really are losing on the deal.
Ouch.
Alison buys the replacement slinky glasses and the friendship stone for just over $20. As she's leaving the store, this happens. Judge Doom? A little far from Toontown, aren't we? Back at Alison's house, she has invited the kids she saw on the street earlier over to give them the replacement glasses. Now, how did she do this if she didn't know them or their names? I don't know, man. She has a f***ing magic friendship stone. Anyway, she gives them the glasses and gets the following response.
That's what you called us to come all the way over here for? Some stupid glasses?
Yeah, you dropped them and she was returning them. It's called being a decent human being, you entitled little b****. You know, one of these days I'm going to get one of those words by you censor gods. Anyway, as the rest of the kids are leaving, Don, the boy Alison gave the glasses to, thanks her and seems like he might even be more friendly than the twats that he's hanging out with. Maybe Dawn and Alison are going to meet up later and team up for whatever adventure this tale holds. Right? Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting to turn this thing off during filming. Ooh, I better take this, though. It's the director of the episode. Ronnie, baby! What's happening? I remember that you asked me to call you Mr. Oliver. Sorry. What's up? None of those kids are going to show back up in this episode. Why? Well, look, I know you guys only have 22 minutes to tell a story, but have you ever heard of a two-parter? I mean, Hello? He hung up. Alison is naturally upset, thinking that she got scammed on a friendship stone. She goes to return it, only to find Sardo's shop in complete disarray. We see that Sardo is being held in the back by Judge Doom, who convinces Alison to leave the store by sounding like Sardo.
But your sign says you're open until...
Did you hear what I said? I command you to leave at once.
He's good. I bet he does a mean Schwarzenegger.
But your sign says you're open until...
Stop shouting! I'm not deaf!
After Alison is gone, Judge Doom asks Sardo where the stone is. Now look, Sardo is incompetent and a bit of a grifter, but he doesn't set out to hurt people. There's no way he's giving Doom, Alison, or Roger's locations.
Why? Because you made him laugh.
That's right.
Sardo fails to answer the judge's question satisfactorily, causing this to happen.
Look into my eyes.
Bro, when is the last time you slept? No wonder you're so cranky. Can we get this man a warm glass of milk and a bedtime story?
Look, you babbling mortal, into my eyes.
No bedtime story then? Okay. Sardo looks away, but the old man convinces him to look back by saying,
Do it!
He manages to put Sardo into a trance with what I'm going to say is his creepy old man breath? Anyway, once under, Sardo tells him about Alison and where to find her. Damn it, Sardo! Somebody warned Roger that Doom's going to be onto him and he's going to be bringing the dip.
Remember how we always thought there wasn't a way to kill a tomb? Well, Doom found the way. Turpentine, acetone, benzene. He calls it the dip.
We transition to Alison's house where she's on the phone with her parents, who are apparently going to a movie without her. Oh, way to go, writers. Even when both parents are alive in an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode, they still neglect their children. Anyway, when Alison hangs up the phone, she tosses the stone across the room where it strikes a mirror, causing this to happen. Alison calls out and the boy on the other side of the mirror hears her, but quickly dismisses the sound. Alison grabs the stone, which causes the mirror to change back to normal. And while she's marveling at the stone, this happens.
Look at me, Alison. Look into my eyes.
Alison, that man is floating outside your window, and you're what, 2 or 3 floors up? You do not look the wicked pedophile of the West in the eyes.
I believe you have what I want, Alison.
So Alison looks him in the eyes. She goes into his trance for a moment, but manages to shake it off and shield her eyes from him while trying to back away. This causes her to trip and fall into the mirror, which in turn causes the old man to react like a vampire getting burned by the sun. What a drama queen. Seriously, dude, a quick 20-minute power nap and I think you'll be back to eviling at peak performance. You know, whatever that happens to be for you. On the other side of the mirror, Alison has landed in the little boy's room that she saw in the mirror earlier. She quickly figures out that it's also her room, but different, and this is where the episode starts to hurt my brain a little bit. We learn that she's traveled back in time, not to some weird mirror universe. Now this creates a problem for me visually. In the reflection, we saw that the boy's room mirrored Alison's down to where the beds were placed. In Alison's room, the bed was on the right side of the mirror, so the boy's bed should also be to the right of the mirror. When Alison enters his room, the bed is on the right side of the room, but if we were to pan the camera around to face the mirror like we were in Alison's room, that would mean the bed is actually to the left of the mirror, not the right.
Truly, you have a dizzying intellect.
It feels to me that both rooms are part of one large room divided in half. One half dressed up like Alison's room, and the other half dressed up like the boys, which may have caused the discrepancy. I would have used one room and then dressed it up twice for the 2 different scenes. That way, when Alison fell into the mirror, she would fall out of the mirror, back into her own room in the past with the correct layout. Now, I don't fault them for this because the method I just said might have been more difficult to get the shot of the boys' room in the mirror reflection with 90s technology, so... Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Well, I think I want a refund.
We find out that the year is 1892 and the boy's name is Thomas. Alison realizes she's gone back in time when she sees Thomas's initials carved in the sitting window, just like in her time. She tells Thomas, and he takes it surprisingly well.
Golly, sounds like a story Jules Verne would write.
We learn that Thomas lives with his grandmother, who is physically abusing him with a cane. Disciplining him with a cane. Look, Thomas, I get it. I used to get my backside beaten with a thick leather belt for breaking the rules, which was the caning of the 1980s. Alison asks where Thomas's parents are, to which he replies,
They died when I was younger. I was the only child.
Really? I'm an only child, too.
Yeah, but bummer about your parents, though. Do you want to be only child pals? Come on, Alison. A little decorum?
Sure.
Both kids lament about how they don't have any friends. Thomas then asks Alison if she really is from the future. When she says yes, Thomas replies with,
Golly jeepers, it must be wonderful.
Oh, I am so sorry, Thomas. We can't give you any points for that. While golly has been in use since the 1770s, the first use of the word jeepers wasn't until 1927, a full 35 years after the year you claim to be living in. Looks like you should have taken the physical challenge. Alison offers to take Thomas with her into the future to show him around.
I could take you to a movie and get a pizza. Man, you're gonna die when you see video games.
Or when you catch one of the viruses your immune system has never been exposed to before. It'll be a hoot.
I want you to leave, now.
Just before they go through the mirror, Alison remembers that Judge Doom was lurking outside her house. Fortunately, Thomas the Menace has it all sorted out.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I got a Cracker Jack shot.
No sooner are the two kids back in the present when the doorbell rings. Thomas answers it to find Sardo outside. He tells the kids about the previous owner of the stone, and we learn that Judge Doom's name is Brother Septimus. Apparently, he avoided execution back in the 15th century and has been doing evil ever since. Speaking of which, Brother Septic Mouth surprises Sardo and starts threatening him while also strangling him.
I shall slice open your miserable carcass and serve it to the plague rats of the abyss.
Hey, relax, Sardo. He can't do any of those things to you on a kid's TV show.
No, of course not.
Thomas distracts the old man while Alison grabs Sardo and uses the mirror to travel back in time. They rush upstairs to use a different mirror to rescue Thomas, only before they get there, Sardo goes full Elsa from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
A door through time?
It's ours, Indy. Yours and mine.
Elsa, don't cross the seal. The knight warned us not to take the grail from here.
With the stone in his possession, Sardo stands near the mirror asking how it works. And then...
Like this?
Wow! Alison is stuck in the past and Sardo and Thomas get murdered in the present by Judge Doom? Woohoo! What a dark ending, Gary! Bravo! In fact, that deserves a golf clap.
Give me the amulet.
Wait, what? Okay. Either Sardo accidentally used the stone, which allowed Septimus to grab him and pull him through the mirror, in which case, why wouldn't Septimus know that he had the stone? Or Septimus activated the mirror without the stone, and therefore doesn't need the stone. Or, I guess the third option is evil is dumb?
Yeah, okay. I confess.
Septimus threatens Alison, but Thomas appears through the mirror with the stone loaded into his slingshot to save her. Septimus laughs at the boy and puts him into a trance like he's done with everyone else. And just when victory is within his grasp, he goes all James Bond villain and starts monologuing.
You shall have the honor of being my next...
Where were you keeping that thing in your glove? And also, manicures are not just for women, and you could definitely use one.
I grow so weary of this game.
Alison manages to snap Thomas out of it and jump on Septimus's back to distract him. This gives Thomas the opportunity to finish off the villain with a classic one-liner.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Okay, he doesn't say that, but, he might as well have. He repeats a modern expression that he heard Alison say earlier, and it's pretty badass.
Checkout time.
I don't know what else this kid has acted in after, or where he is in life right now, but I want you to know that this is one of my favorite one-liners of all time. Only barely behind some of my other favorites.
The
Happy trails, Hans.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Daddy's gotta go to work.
Charlie, you ever play roulette?
On occasion.
Well, let me give you a word of advice.
Always bet on black.
Bad dog.
Alison finds herself back in her own time with Sardo. The stone is gone and Septimus seems to dissolve in a piece of broken glass. Alison then sees Thomas in the broken mirror and they say their goodbyes to each other.
I'm glad I finally made a friend. Goodbye, Alison.
Goodbye. Have a good life.
And then Thomas's grandmother beat him within an inch of his life with her cane for breaking the mirror. The end.
Uncool, bro.
Alison finds a new inscription carved into the wood of the sitting window.
Alison and Tom, friends forever.
Gary ends the story by saying that Alison never forgot the first friend she made in her new home. He then ends the meeting and we learn that he really can't pull off hats.
I declare this meeting of the Midnight Society closed.
Now for the review. I'm torn on this episode because while I think there is really good lore here and the acting is solid, the short runtime really holds this back from being something great.
I hate this place.
The settings were pretty mundane here, just being inside of the house in 2 time periods. And we really don't see much in the past aside from some candles and an oil lamp, so it just doesn't really feel like we've traveled to the 1890s. Sardo's Magic Mansion is about as fly-by-night as it always is, so I can't really say I was disappointed there.
This could be worth millions.
The story had a lot of interesting things going on and not enough time to explore it all. I like the idea of the stone that allows time travel through a mirror, the order of evil monks who travel through time to feed on people and live forever. I even wanted to see Alison make a new friend. Unfortunately, nothing really gets paid off. We never learn anything about the amulet, Septimus, and even Alison's friendship with Thomas is pretty half-baked. She doesn't even meet Thomas until 13.5 minutes into a 22-minute episode. They then spend 4 whole minutes becoming friends before the finale, and then they both get sent back to their own times. I wish we could have split this into 2 parts to show more of them exploring each other's times, or if we needed to keep it in 1, then tweak the story and develop a friendship between Alison and Dawn, who we met earlier in the episode, and have them go on the adventure.
No, go away.
The scares were minimal here, but that was intentional. This wasn't so much a scary story as it was an adventure one with a mean old man for a villain. Now don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want to run into that guy driving a windowless van through a park waving his T-1000 finger around, but I didn't find him all that threatening in the episode. Younger me also wouldn't have found this scary, though he would have gotten an 80s caning for breaking a mirror with a rock trying to look into the past. The acting in this episode is good. Alison is a solid lead who displays the awkwardness of being a teen just trying to fit in, while also getting to be fun and open when she meets someone she connects with. Thomas was also really strong. He plays the sheltered nerd who longs for adventure really well, and somehow also manages to be a badass with a slingshot when his friend is threatened.
I got you, Rock.
The adult acting in this episode picks up right where the children leave off, with both actors being top-notch. Sardo brings his usual fast-talking used car salesman charms. If you love Sardo, you'll love him here, and if you hate him, then he's not going to be doing anything to change your opinion. Septimus is a strong villain with serious theatricality worked into the performance. As an adult, I may not have found him intimidating, but I still think he delivered those lines with serious gravitas. Gary, even though this story was limited by the short episode structure, I'm going to say that The Tale of the Carved Stone meets the approval of the Midnight Society. But, in the words of a great man,
I'm losing on the deal.
The Midnight Society members poll on this episode was nearly tied with the previous episode, having only 2 people vote against it. So, my ruling stands. Congratulations, Gare Bear, but I want to see better from you in the future. The future. Do you get it? Because the tale is about time travel. It's just... Sorry.
What have you done?
I want to thank the following Midnight Society members for participating in this video's poll. What was that? Doc? Doc, what are you doing here?
I need you to come back with me.
Where?
Back to the future.
Why?
It's your kids, Michael. Something's gotta be done about your kids.
But Doc, I don't have any kids.
Oh, my mistake.
Oh, sorry about that, everyone. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I want to thank... I really should go with him and get that sports almanac, shouldn't I? Oh, the names are on the screen. Doc, wait! Doc, we're in the middle of a forest. We're not going to have enough road to get up to 88.
Ah, the DeLorean's just for show. We're gonna use this magic rock I stole from some Libyan nationalists.
Unbelievable. Sold out. Even in the future, the poachers get all the good stuff. Oh, sorry. What did you all think of Gary's story? Did you see it as a kid? What would you do if you had a magic stone that let you travel to the past? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to check out the next episode about the tale of the Guardian's curse. Until then, are you afraid of the dark?
Checkout time.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and a share. It really helps us out. Be sure to subscribe and click that bell icon to be notified when more Midnight Society episodes go up. And we've got some other nostalgic shows on the channel, so stick around because you might find something else that floats your boat.